training your brain to actually start enjoying discipline is possible. I know how that sounds, like the setup for another video that tells you to wake up at 5 a.m. and take a cold shower. This isn't that. This is about understanding what's really happening inside your head when discipline feels impossible. And by the end of this, the way you see motivation, focus, and your own ability to do hard things is going to look different. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine, and almost everyone gets it wrong. Most people think dopamine is the feel-good chemical, the reward you get when something nice happens. That's close, but it's missing the real part. Dopamine isn't about the reward. It's about the anticipation of the reward. It's the wanting, not the getting. It fires before you get the thing, which is exactly why it's the engine behind every action you take, every habit you build, and every habit you fail to build. Here's the easiest way to picture it. Imagine you're so hungry, you could die if you don't eat. And suddenly, you see a full meal sitting on the table in front of you. If dopamine doesn't fire in that moment, you could sit there, staring at the plate, and never actually reach for it. Dopamine is what pulls you toward the food. It's not the satisfaction of eating it. That feeling, the one after, the relief, that's a different chemical. That's serotonin. Dopamine gets you to the plate. Serotonin is what you feel once you're already eating. When dopamine is working properly, hard things feel worth reaching for. When it's broken, nothing does. Here's where it goes wrong. It doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens quietly, 100 tiny hits a day. A notification, a scroll, a quick video, a tab switch. Each one, a small release of dopamine costing zero effort. And your brain adapts to whatever environment you give it. When it gets flooded with easy, cheap hits all day long, it recalibrates. It raises the bar for what counts as rewarding. This is called downregulation. The same mechanism behind tolerance to anything. The more often the hit comes, the more you need just to feel normal. This is why sitting down, to focus, to study, to build something that won't pay off for weeks feels like nothing. Your brain compares it to everything else fighting for its attention. And right now, the hard thing loses every time. You're not lazy. You're not weak. Your reward system has just been shaped by your environment. Most dopamine detox advice gets this part wrong. Put the phone away for a day, sit in silence, feel bored, reset, and go back to normal life. The idea is that one quiet day resets your whole baseline. It doesn't. Your brain snaps right back within days. The moment you return to the same noisy environment. And this makes it sound more of a short break than rewiring. Real change needs two things happening at the same time, over weeks, not one afternoon. First, actually cutting down the easy, cheap dopamine sources. Not deleting everything, just making them less frequent, less automatic. Second, this is the part almost nobody mentions. Replacing them with dopamine earned through effort. Slow sources, patience, delayed reward. Here's the encouraging part. Your brain can learn to release dopamine just from the effort itself, before any outcome shows up. The person who genuinely enjoys discipline isn't feeling less dopamine than everyone else. They're just feeling it at a different point, during the work, not just after it. That's what training actually means. And it takes time. Practically, it looks like this. Create real stretches of your day where the easy option simply isn't there. Phone in another room. No background noise. Just you and the work. Long enough that your brain stops waiting for the next hit and starts engaging with what's actually in front of it. The first few days will feel restless, uncomfortable, like something is missing. That discomfort isn't weakness. It's withdrawal from stimulation level your brain got used to. Sit through it anyway. That's what moves the baseline. And there's a second piece just as important. What you do right after the hard work is done. Most people finish something difficult and immediately reach for their phone. Do that enough times, and your brain learns the work was the cost, and the phone was the reward. Instead, after a focus session, before reaching for anything easy, sit with it for a moment. Let your brain register that the hard thing produced something. But the effort itself felt good once you were in it. You're teaching it on purpose. Effort leads to satisfaction. Do this for weeks, not days, and something shifts. That's hard to describe until you feel it. The hard work starts pulling you toward it, instead of you having to push yourself into it. The focused hours start feeling like relief, not obligation. None of this is fast. None of it is comfortable at first. But the alternative, letting the easy stimulation keep setting your baseline, has a very predictable ending. The gap between what you're capable of and what you're actually doing just keeps getting wider. Your brain isn't fixed. It built itself around whatever environment you handed it. Give it a different one consistently, and it rebuilds itself too. You're not trying to become more disciplined. You're just giving your brain back its ability to find hard things worth doing. That's the whole shift, and it starts today. And if you're thinking about turning this into a real reset, not just your focus, but your whole routine, your energy, how you look and feel, I made a full video on exactly that. A summer glow up. Watch it next. See you in the next dose of growth. Thank you for your priceless time. Goodbye.